Hello my friends, today we have another little project over here. So this is I don't know, automatic screwdriver or motorized screwdriver from Snap-on. Someone gave me like ages ago, and I even tried to kind of modify it a little bit over here, but was here before. It was a whole bunch of old, three of them, NiCads, and they leaked like no tomorrow. I ditched them and I attached here a little polymer battery. I was like using it just like that and charging well 700 milliamp flat battery, but I have a little bit of action going on here because as you see all this shit melted and I had short circuit somewhere here probably. So today I decided to revive this thing, or if it's impossible to revive, I'm gonna ditch it. So for that we need to open it up. So let's open it up and take a look what's inside. Okay, as you see over here we have only one screw, but we have those two pins which I some time ago tried to pull out, and I think I just left them because it was not the easy job. So let's try to open it again and see where we are. Well, this is obviously gonna be easy job. Just unscrew this dude, but it doesn't help us too much, right? Because it's still still gonna be close. So we need to depress all those two. Okay, first of all I'll try to pull them out by using pliers, and they are stuck for good. I guess we have to do some hammering here. It's not gonna help much. Okay, I will do this off camera. Alright, I was lucky enough to find a Phillips screwdriver which actually fit nicely into those holes, and just by hammering this little hammer, just tap it up top and open this, push those little pins out. Interesting design solution, but it probably was quite robust. Now let's see how this thing falls. I hope it's not gonna like fall all over the uh-oh. Ooh, look at this planetary gear business over here. Beautiful. I guess this little dude goes in the center, right? Oh wow, I'm probably gonna disassemble this as I'm not really into like gears and stuff, but it totally looks neat. Maybe, oh, look at this planetary gear, kind of sexy looking stuff. Nice, looking nice. And obviously it locks up because I think there is a mechanism of some sort which actually locks this up, but I can rotate it from just, okay, I was using this one, right? Oh yeah, I can just do this with screwdriver. I hope you see this. Or I can just, it was nice. I probably add a little bit more lubricant because it doesn't look like it has much. It dried up. But this is the gearbox, and this gearbox is switchable. It has this gearing, I guess it's a ratio of some sort. Not sure again how it works, and in order to disassemble it I guess I have to pull this ring over here, and I'm not really inclined to do that, so I'm probably gonna omit this. Nice. Okay, so gearing part we're not gonna touch. Looks like we have some sort of, I don't know, oh, it's a cover just to prevent those gears to falling out. Very nice idea, and I think it's even keyed with sword, so it has to go just specifically like this. Good idea. I'm gonna use this pin. I hope it's gonna go through, just to make sure this thing not gonna fall out on me. All right. Okay, our task today is deal with this electrical part. What do we have here? I guess we have some still residue of the stupid NiCad screwdriver, and we have probably just a regular brushed motor, judging by a little bit of a little bit of like a coal deposit, but maybe not, maybe just a, but definitely it is brushed motor of a sort. You can even remove this stuff. Ah, nice, look at this business, it's just like this. So they have this contraption when you just plug in your motor essentially, just like this, that's it. And then when you want to switch, you just this rocker switch. Let me see, figure out how it works. Yeah, it just slides like this, changes polarity. You want to press on it. This little button, the little contact over here will contact, and it will work. And then when you switch it this way, polarity will be different. You contact it, and it's gonna now go this way. Very nice. So yeah, this part the wire is the original one, looks like. I'm gonna just snap it off and try to MacGyver something using 18650. I kind of see a problem a little bit over here because this is screw hole, sort of like obscure the cavity inside. Yeah, so I won't be able to fit nicely 18650 here. Oh, this is sort of probably LED. No, it had LED here, I guess, for charging. And it has also contacts over here, and like here and here. It was snapping on into some specific charging station. I mean, I'm still supposed to have it somewhere lying around. I don't think I throw it away. But it was useless because that charging station was like 9 volts or something, or 6 volts. Charging specifically those NiCads inside, which was pretty much useless for me. I don't even remember. Maybe it was even. I don't remember. I think it was even AC for. Yeah, it doesn't really say much. 200 RPM, 3.6 volt DC, obviously, because it was three batteries, 1.2 volt each. So our task today is to try to connect something, but I have an idea. Before I will do all this, I'm gonna just play with it on the desk and see if it's gonna work. Alright, so I completely removed this old GST connector, which is completely melted, disconnected it from the motor. So motor is gonna be put aside. And I disconnected from my older project the battery charger, and I'm not gonna be using this because I don't have place to fit it in. So I decided to use something like that, which gonna be more than enough space to put it in, because it nicely goes in between here, and you know, Bob's the uncle. At 750 milliamp is just pretty much more than enough to handle this guy. And the charging port, I'm planning to put something like that, like over here, and maybe I lift it to this level just to have, or maybe, you know, cut a little bit, and to make sure the USB charging protrudes right here, and it'll be cut out over here. So something to this extent, and maybe also make a little hole here for LEDs, or possibly over here, but that's extra. That is extra. All right, so this is the plan. So in order to all this, I have to hook up, get new GST connector to hook up battery to the charger, and then hook up the motor. Okay, so let's do it. So now when we put it all quickly together, let's just try to fire up the motor and see if it still works. For that, I'm gonna just short this. Hope there's a good contact in the bottom as well. Should be. And nothing happening. Curious why. Did they fry something in here? Doesn't look like. Hard to tell what's happening. Alright guys, I think I have a little bit of a problem here. Turned out to be this motor consumed too much of a current in order to actually be driven by this little driver. So when I connect the battery and I connect the motor, and the moment I just press, press this contact in order to drive the motor, this cuts off. Looks like the current at the moment I start the motor is too high, and this driver protection kicks in. It just stops the drain of the current. I did not realize that. I thought, I don't know actually if the even parameter of the what kind of current this thing consumes. Sorry, I don't know what the current this motor consumes, but also I don't know what's the cutoff current of discharge current of this device. And here we are. So that's the project which I probably not gonna be able to continue because we have an issue. And now it's just not working because probably it's already, like if I measure the voltage over here, it's gonna be 0 because protection. Hope you see multimeter. Yep. In order to reset the protection, have to actually power the charging thing. Okay, here's the I'll show you, I'll illustrate you what I mean when I say it just stopped working almost immediately. Look, tick, that's it. Okay, so I just connected this little dude to the bench power supply to measure the current. So at the startup, this little dude consumed 3.5 amps. It jumps to 3.5 at 4 volts, 3.5 amp. And then it tapers down at around 1.3, 1.5. It continuously working. So I'm afraid this is not gonna happen because this little puny device won't be able to handle it. I mean, it would be able to handle it, but I'm afraid like I have to do some sort of modification or actually disable protection altogether, because the battery totally can handle it. It's 3570C discharge. Yeah, it's insane, but this little device it kicks in the protection. I don't know if I can change protection currents. I'm gonna again look up a data sheets on those components, and maybe it's gonna be part 2 of this video. But so far we don't have a success. I was pretty close, almost there. If I find the proper charger little thingy which would be able to let me output more than just let's say 1 amp, yeah, we good. So I honestly, I think I need like 4 amps. So I'm not sure if this puny device can actually do it. But if you guys have suggestions where to find this little compact format but device, the charger and the charger controller and protection, because I do need protection. Eventually this battery gonna get drained, or this thing gonna get stalled, right? Like imagine try to crank something up and it's gonna get stalled, current gonna shoot through the roof, and better to have a protection, otherwise this battery gonna explode in your hands. So we don't want that, but looks like this little puny controller is not gonna cut it. So this is too beefy for the job, so we need something more powerful. Maybe I need even, well, look at those wires. They were, I don't know, they don't look like they were designed. This is the original wire, by the way, this one. They designed to be like drive like 5 amp or something, because this is like current under no load. But imagine I just gonna hook it up to this like gearbox, right? And like I don't even know what kind of current this thing gonna require. We probably like quite substantial. I may just, you know, give it a go, connect to my power supply and see how that's gonna fly. But yeah, so far that's no go. So guys, this is fail little project, but we still learn something today, that this sort of devices, they are require some power to drive them. And unless I find a little motor which is gonna be much much less powerful, but I would prefer to have something beefy, like to drive that gearbox and be able to actually crank those screws. So this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be part 2 of this video, but so far we have a failed project, and it looks like the wire also failed over here, wiggled off, and I'm just gonna measure the current which this motor gonna consume under load. They're gonna just you know, try to kind of hold it like this and see where we go. So if it's gonna be like 10 amps, I don't even know if we're gonna go for that for this project. Just, you know, it's too much. But this little battery, yes, it totally can't handle it. Maybe I can just use 2 of these sort of batteries, but not this charger. Guys, hope you like this failed project, but we learn every day by doing stuff. And obviously I could just have a foresight to understand that, like that this device capacity is not good enough. But anyways, see you next time.